how to make the real estate scripts work for you to your advantage so you can set more appointments and take more listings. That's what we're going to talk about today. Stay tuned. Hey there, Chadi Bazzi here. Welcome to another top listing agent training video. First of all, if you're already a subscriber to this channel, thank you very much. And if you're new here and you want to become a top listing agent, make sure you hit the subscribe button now. Turn on the bell notification so we can notify you every time we release a brand new training. And if you get a lot of value from this video, which I'm gonna make sure you do, make sure you give us a thumbs up. And as always, if you have any questions about any of the content that we are sharing with you here, make sure you leave that in the comment section below so we could answer you personally and help you out. So the goal, the conversation that we're gonna have is revolved around how to make the real estate scripts work. Now, the reason I wanted to create this video is because after having been on over 30,000 one-on-one coaching calls with agents from all over the country, one of the biggest complaints I get is about scripts. Chadi, I memorized the script. Chadi, I used the script. The script just not working. Yet, on the flip side, we have people that are saying, thank you very much for the scripts. I can't believe I followed it. I can't believe when I did that, I ended up getting an appointment and that appointment turned into a listing, etc. So it's like, why is it working for some people and not working for others? And I don't think there's that many people talking about how to make it work. So I wanted to be the one to take responsibility for this and say, hey, here's why it's not working and here's what we need to do about it. So the first thing I put down right there is that the goal of the script is to do one thing and one thing only. It's to get someone to like you, trust you, and want to do business with you, to grant you the opportunity to meet with them and possibly transact. That's the goal of the script. So why doesn't the script work? There's two reasons why it doesn't work for most individuals. Number one, I put down, they have the wrong frame of mind. And here's exactly what I mean. You are mentally assuming the opposite of what the script is intended to do. You're mentally assuming, maybe consciously or subconsciously or below your subconscious awareness, that the script doesn't work. If you're going into it with that mentality, guess what? That is the energy that you are transferring from you onto the prospect. Therefore, you're not delivering with power. You're not speaking with genuinity. You're not being sincere in your communication. Maybe in your heart you are genuine and you're sincere and you're really coming from a good place, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the transfer of energy through your words and how you are communicating your words. So, number one, wrong frame of mind. The second reason why it doesn't work is because you're using wrong language patterns. Wrong language patterns meaning a negative statement cannot generate a positive outcome. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself, or you're probably saying out loud to me watching this video on YouTube right now. You're saying, hey, I'm following the script verbatim. That's not what I'm talking about. I get that you're following the script verbatim. I'm talking about in between the questions that you're asking the prospects. What are your comebacks like when they try to throw you off the script? You say something, try to get back on the script. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Like a lot of people are adding themselves to the script. And I am an advocate of wanting you to add you to the script. But I want you to add the better version, the more powerful, the more courageous, the more confident, the more skilled part of you to the script. Not the maybe not so skilled part of you to the script. So I put down some of the things that I hear people saying when I observe them in our trainings, you know, doing prospecting calls and following the script. They're saying negative statements like, hey, I'm really sorry to bother you. And then they get into the script. What do you mean you're sorry to bother them? What kind of mentality is that? You are not bothering them. You are doing them a service. You are a person of value. You have the solution to their problem, their challenge, to them achieving their goal. So it's no bother. Now, if you're saying, I am sorry to bother you, How are they taking it in that moment? Maybe they weren't bothered. Now they're thinking, oh my God, this, he or she is bothering me, etc. So no more negative statements. Another negative statement I hear people say, they say, can I ask you a question? Or let me ask you one last question. A person of authority does not need permission. An expert is he or she that speaks and people listen. So the moment that you're asking for permission is the moment that you're giving away your credibility. You're giving away, the value that you could potentially be given to them. You're like putting a big X on it. The third thing I hear people say is as follows. Hey, you're most likely sick and tired of realtors calling you. Well, you're a realtor. So basically you're putting yourself in that category. Again, negative statements cannot generate positive outcomes, okay? So the last one I put down right here on the list is, look, I'm not calling to ask you to list your home with me, or I'm not calling to ask you for business. Then why are you calling? They know what your hidden intentions are. Look, be honest, be truthful, be genuine, be sincere, not only in your heart, but in the way that you are communicating, because until people feel your high levels of authenticity, they're not going to like you, trust you, and grant you an opportunity to work with them. So put a big X on negative statements. So what I want you to do instead, when you're having a conversation with people and people try to throw you off by asking you a question that doesn't flow in the order of the way the script is written, all you do is repeat and approve. Repeat and approve. So, someone says, well, hey, I no longer want to sell. You say, I can totally understand that you no longer want to sell, and that is very valid. And then you ask another question, keeping them on the script, because remember, the first responses that they are giving you to the script have nothing to do with you and has everything to do with them wanting to get off the phone, because who you are is a solicitor that just interrupted their day. They could be having a good day, bad day, ugly day, anything, it don't matter. They just want to get you off the phone. So what you got to do, you got to learn to keep them on the phone. By the way, I demonstrated that in my for sale by owner prospecting call, where I set 3 appointments in 58 minutes with for sale by owners, and I am going to link it up right here. So make sure, and then I'll include a copy, a link for that in the description below. So make sure you check out that video and see me demonstrate everything that I'm sharing with you right here. So as I do this instead, I want you to repeat and approve just about anything and everything that they say to you. Let them know that you are on their side. Let them know that you are validating whatever it is that they're saying, etc. And then here's a bonus step, okay? I want you to use what we call a level shift, So this is like a strategy from like our NLP training that we do, which is very advanced training on mastering the art and science of influence, how to get anyone, anywhere to do exactly what you want them to do and have them think it was their idea to begin with. That's what NLP training is all about. So a level shift, the whole entire psychology behind the level shift, before I show you how to use it, I want you to get in the mindset of this. Like when someone gives you an objection, okay, 99% of you don't hear the objection. What you hear is the meaning that you're giving the objection. And to validate that point, in our NLP training, I always ask our participants the following question. When a seller says, hey, I need to think it over, what does that mean? And I say, hey, Jack, what does that mean? And Jack says, well, they just want to think it over. Then I say, hey, Susie, what does that mean? She goes, I think it means that, they are not ready. And then I ask Tom, hey, Tom, what does that mean? And Tom says, I think they just like want more information. Like 3 different people, same exact question, 3 different responses, 3 different meanings. So what I want you to do, the first thing is whenever you hear an objection or you hear something that just doesn't flow with the script, if you are going to give it any kind of meaning, give it a meaning that puts you in a place of power, puts you in a place to where you could speak about more confidently, not in a very weak manner. So the way that we do that is we say this. So let's say this is where you gotta like identify what part of the real estate conversation you're most confident speaking about? Like for me, I'm good about speaking, about marketing and or, netting them more money. So it doesn't matter what objection they are going to give me or what it is that they're going to say to me. All I got to say is something along the line of that I can totally understand your way of thinking. And what it really sounds like you are asking me is, Chadi, can you net me top dollar for my property? Am I right? Who's going to say no? They're all going to say yes. So now this is where I get to continue to say, perfect, I have 3 more questions for you. And then I am going to share with you how beyond a shadow of a doubt, my AI marketing strategy can put more money in your pocket than anyone else in the marketplace. Boom, I'm back on control. So that is a sample of a level shift. And obviously there, what did I do? I got agreement. So the third thing I put there is get agreement, get them to agree with you. So I want you to think to yourself right now, what are 2 or 3 questions that I can ask over and over and over and over and over and over again in multiple different kind of conversations with multiple different kind of personalities that get them to agree with me. And then that will become part of your sales toolbox to use when needed. And then I said, add 2 more questions to the script. Somewhere in the script, maybe they're going to throw you right off the script. 2 questions I want you to add to the script to get the conversation going in a completely different direction. And that direction is getting them to open up to tell you about their goals, their dreams, their challenges, what's important to them, etc. And look how simple those 2 questions are. Question number 1. Tell me what is important to you about, and then fill in the blank. What is important to you about buying? What is important to you about selling? What is important to you about living in this area? What is important to you about moving to this other area, etc.? And then when they give you the answer to that question, you follow up with another question. And the question is, what will blank do for you? Get them to talk a little bit more. Go a step or 2 deeper in uncovering all their motivation. When you're asking these kind of questions, it's no longer about you and it's all about them. And that is how we win the opportunity to transact with them. So some of you guys are probably wanting, hey, Chadi, can you give us a script? Definitely in the link below, I am going to put a link to where you could access at least one of our scripts so you can see it in action. So what was your big takeaway from what we covered today? Leave it in the comments below. I look forward to engaging with you, interacting with you, and playing a role in you becoming a top listing agent. See you on the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.